Is it a boy or a girl? From the moment we first open our eyes, there are already gender and sex assumptions about our bodies. But what is gender? And what constitutes the differences between a male and female? In this video, we'll try to answer this question by exploring the relationship of sex and the brain. More importantly, we'll focus on the genetics of sex, the neural basis of sexual behavior, hormonal control of sex, and the differences between male and female brains. First, let's start with the basics. DNA. Every human cell contains DNA that is the genetic material that makes up our being. DNA is arranged into chromosomes, 23 from your mother and 23 from your father. 2 of these chromosomes are sex chromosomes. The sex of a human is defined as the biological properties like chromosomes that make us male or female. On the other hand, gender can be defined as the attributes and attitudes that make someone masculine or feminine. Females have 2 X chromosomes denoted as XX, 1 chromosome from each parent. Males, however, have 1 X chromosome from mom and a Y chromosome from dad, denoted as XY. The X chromosome is a lot bigger than the Y chromosome, and this can cause some trouble for our fellow male counterparts. While women are able to be okay with a defective copy of the X chromosome, things are a little more complicated for men. Since men only have 1 X copy, this defective X chromosome can lead to X-linked diseases, such as colorblindness, hemophilia, and Duchenne muscular dystrophy. The Y chromosome, although smaller, it is not left behind. This chromosome contains a gene called the X-determining region of the Y chromosome, SRY for short. This gene allows a human to develop as a male and contributes to the development of male-specific physiology. Next, we will talk about the neural basis of sexual behavior.
In animals like this water vole, their hormones related to their sex affect them before they are born during development thanks to their sex chromosomes. He does not know it, but before birth, his brain and body were exposed to testosterone in response to the Y chromosome he was given from his father. This not only altered his forming reproductive organs, but also his brain circuitry in irreversible ways. However, that was not all he needed to become the rodent he is today. To express the sexual behaviors hardwired into his brain, he will experience a surge of these steroid hormones during periods of sexual activity, such as in the breeding season. The testosterone this little guy deals with in utero is converted to estradiol within the neuronal cytoplasm in one step, and ironically leads to an increase in estrogen, which binds to estradiol receptors and triggers masculinization of the developing nervous system. The female from the other side of the pond he's had his eye on did not receive any of this treatment to her brain. To prevent estrogen from reaching her system through the placenta, her mother produced alpha-fetoprotein that bound itself to the estrogens in the female's fetus and protected her from female hormones, and thereby brain masculinization. But our male does not know or care about any of this, because he is a vole, and to the best of our knowledge, voles don't have any interest in neuroscience.
Sexual dimorphism is a sex-related difference in structure or behavior. Human brains vary in size based on sex. On average, the male brain is larger than the female brain, but this is attributed to male bodies being larger than female bodies on average. Other than the difference in size, there is minimal sexual dimorphism among human brains. However, there is one physical dimorphism among the interstitial nuclei of the anterior hypothalamus, or INAH. The INAH contains clusters of neurons, and the INAH3 is twice as large in men as it is in women. Although there is a physical dimorphism there have been no observed differences in projection on the hypothalamus. Notably, there are few sexual dimorphisms in the anatomy of human brains, leaving us with a lot of unanswered questions. We must look at neuronal connections and hormones to understand the difference in gender-based behaviors. On average, men tend to perform better on spatial tasks, while women tend to perform better with auditory and verbal tasks. Men tend to prefer mathematical reasoning, and women gravitate towards verbal memory. These connections can cause harmful stereotypes like men don't listen or women aren't good at math. When giving testosterone to older men, their spatial task performance increases. While this may seem like a clear and obvious link, there is not enough evidence to make this correlation between testosterone level and spatial reasoning. During fetal development, testosterone is responsible for the development of the male reproductive system, even though estradiol is responsible for the masculinization of the male fetal brain. It is unclear as to why the mother's hormones do not alter sexual development of the fetus. Female fetuses are protected from masculinization with alpha fetal protein. Men who have a faulty androgen receptor may genetically be XY, but have the physical appearance of a female, and develop with female sex organs. Congenital adrenal hypoplasia occurs in females, and they have large adrenal glands, where they produce large amounts of androgen, leading to parents reporting heightened aggression in their daughters. A study done by Woolley and McEwen showed that estradiol triggers the increase in spine numbers, and that as hippocampal neurons grow more spines, they also grow more excitatory neurons. Although we understand and can concretely describe sexual behaviors such as mating and childbirth, the concepts of masculinity, femininity, and gender are still unclear. As science progresses, hopefully these questions can be answered.